I think I started something. Let's see. Let us bow our head and pray. Shit, I don't know. I don't know if I did this right or not. All right, somebody's here. Now, I'm sure that my face is not all like crazy all over the screen because I can see it here. So I am getting ready to share it in my situations so I can sit back and we can have a conversation. Thank you guys for coming back and your patience because my camera was doing its own little situation, honey. It was doing its own thing, this webcam. I don't know if something's wrong with it, or is it because it's raining, or is it because it's whack. It could be whack, right? My friend is getting ready to come over, and we are getting ready to go and shoot some pool. But I just wanted to come on real quick and talk to you guys about being middle-aged. I am officially 45, right? I'm officially 45, and I'm really excited about it. I didn't get to really chop it up with y'all. I went to Las Vegas on Saturday, and I stayed in Las Vegas, and I was chilling like a mug, and end up coming home jet lagged like a fool. Me coming home jet lagged like a fool, and it was hard getting. First of all, I fly a lot, but I don't like flying only because of my ears. I have a horrible time with my ears. So having a horrible time with my ears, I like to fly, but the whole thing of flying, it just kind of breaks me down, right? So I end up, I think Alicia, hi Alicia, it shows me when some people come on. I don't know if I don't know, but maybe because they're my friends, I don't know, but it shows me when some people come on and some people don't. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm not speaking to everybody, but I can't see everybody when they come on. So I end up coming home. I was kind of disappointed because I couldn't skydive. I couldn't skydive because the winds were too high. So I was bummed out about that, like really upset about me not being able to skydive. So without me being able to skydive, I was pissed. I didn't know how I was going to handle nothing. I was mad, right? So, you know, I had to call some people to calm me down because I could not believe I could not skydive. And the winds in Vegas were 25 to 35 miles per hour, which is pretty fast for winds. So what would have happened is I would have been carried off in the great blue yonder, right? So I did not skydive, which I was disappointed about, but it was really nothing that I could do because of the winds, right? So I end up coming home. My ears was hurting. I was just like bummed out because I was tired, had to still do mommy duty. Then the day I got home, my daughter had a junior ring ceremony. So we had to go to the junior ring ceremony. The next morning, got her up for school, which is today. And then my cousin called and said, "Did you forget?" "What, cousin? You're supposed to be sitting on a panel." "Sitting on a panel where, cousin?" "You're supposed to be sitting on a panel at my church." "Really?" "Okay, I'm sitting on a panel at your church. What are we talking about at your church," right? We're going to be talking about black people, which I am definitely black. We're going to be talking about growing up in the church, which I was definitely brought up in the church, so that worked. So we're going to be talking about the church. They had really good questions, but I don't like to be interviewed by strangers unless I know the questions so I can be ready. But since he didn't have any questions, I just assumed that this was going to be a freestyle, right? So the questions were, how do you think that the African American church has contributed to the uprise of the downfall of our neighborhoods, or something like that? They had a lot of good questions. And Peachy, and it was 4 men and 2 women, so it was 2 women. Hey Tandra, on the panel, it was me and another lady. It was a senator, congressman, or something sitting next to me. It was a pastor, a congressman, or somebody. Then it was me. And I'll post pictures because they had me a little nameplate made up. I thought it was cute. Hey, Ton. Hey, P. And it was cute. So we sat on the panel and we talked about the downfall of our communities. And everybody was saying, you know, it was parenting, and it was the church and what they did and didn't do. I totally agree. Nobody liked my answer. The first downfall that I have of the black community of today, and we're not talking about they went back to slavery. I'm talking about today, and it is definitely the black woman. Everybody was kind of ragging on the black man, and I get it. But I would definitely hold a stand saying that it is the black woman. Why? Because they were talking about the youth. And I am a firm believer in my neighborhood. I'm like, I could go to Black Pearl. All them kids in there call me auntie. All my friends' kids call me auntie. My oldest godson is 29 years old. He's 29 years old, right? He does not curse in front of me. He does not smoke in front of me. He just does not, right? Why is that? Because if that's what they say, that's what he do, I just never seen it. Because it's a certain level of respect that middle-aged women are supposed to have and supposed to give, right? So my friend Jarvis, and her daughter, Jermisha, we were out one day, and Jermisha said, Titi, you want a wine cooler? I was like, You don't drink? I said, You don't want a wine cooler? I don't give a fuck how old you are. I can't drink with you. Titi, I'm 25. I don't give a fuck if you're 49. And I'm 69. I'm still your auntie, and certain things that I just do not do. I don't drink and smoke or cuss around my own mama. So I'm not finna drink and smoke and curse around nobody's kid. I'm not finna do that. I don't become too familiar. As mothers, it's good to be your friend's children, but we have to make sure that we're not becoming too familiar, right? So the guy in church, says, he said something about the men. I said, let me be very honest with you. Men being whorish ain't new to us. It ain't new to us. But the truth is, men did have to court and chase us. They don't have to court and chase us no more. They don't even have to buy us drinks anymore. We buying them drinks and sending them over to them because now we're liberated women, right? Right? We're liberated. So then we have these sons, and now they're the man of the house. I made a video about that about 10 years ago, and it went viral and went everywhere because I talked about women making their sons the men of the house. And that video is about 10 years old. And hey, Marlo, and I'm going, as women, we really need to be mindful that we have to demand respect. And if we don't, we won't get it. And they're going, and the woman is the first teacher. I'm going to have to read those in a second. Hold on, y'all. The mother is the first teacher of the child. So if you are those type of mothers who raise their daughters and love their sons, which happens a lot in the black community, then we raise these vaginal ass women. So if you are raising your daughters and loving your sons, what happens is the men become vaginal, right? They become soft and emotional, and the women become hard and masculine. It happens all the time, but nobody is talking about that. The black men ain't in the home. The black men ain't in the home. Okay, well, let's just talk about the black men in the home. And I'm going to say, I'm here. I'm right with you. I'm guilty myself for dating for potential versus productivity. Let's just keep the shit 100. At 45, we cannot date people for potential. Right? I have worked at Build a Nigga Workshop, and I know all about it. So it ain't like I'm talking about nobody. I worked there myself. So I know what it looks like. We're hoping that he'll catch up, or hoping that he comes along. So that the people in the audience was asking us, what do you think a man should do? In one word, provide, protect. Well, what do you expect from a man? Stability and consistency. Nothing else. Stability and consistency. If you can do those two things, I don't need nothing else. Period. So the women were like, I can't believe that you are putting the whole weight of the world on the women's shoulders. I'm not putting the whole weight of the women's world on the shoulders. But the truth is, we are not picking men who can provide and protect. I didn't make this up. God did. It's in the Bible. So if the Bible is saying that a man is supposed to provide and protect, why do men call us gold diggers when that's your damn job? I didn't give you the job, right? So if I didn't curse because I was in church and my kid was there, but no, because I was at a church, so I didn't curse. But what I'm saying as women, and I'm not talking about anybody but myself. So as women, if we're dating men, if we're saying we want a husband and this man is saying he don't want to be married, why we dating him? Like, why we even bother with him? If we know that he's not husband material, why we bother with him? Why? Because we don't want to be by ourselves. We don't want to be alone. We don't want to be lonely. You know, you hear women all the time, I'm just horny. I just want to kick it with somebody. No, just tell the truth. You need a man's touch. Your ass is lonely. And it ain't nothing wrong with saying that. Like, we need to be more open and honest because we are expecting men to read our minds, but we are not definitely telling the truth at all. So we get these sons, right? And now the sons, if your son is the man of the house and you are the woman of the house, then everybody is equal. I don't care how old my son is. My son will never be the man of my house. I said it 10 years ago, and he's 20, and I'll say it again today. I will say it again today. The respect that I give my godson, he's 29 years old. If his friends is smoking and cussing, he checks their ass at the door. Checks them. Don't you see my godmama right there? If he in there listening to something, like he was listening to, what's the Future? Somebody and they was cussing. As soon as he see me, he cut it down. I don't play that shit around him, and he don't play that shit around me. Now, do I listen to some cursing in my car? Yup. But I don't listen to it with him. My godson 29. Do I listen to it with him? I will never do that. My mother does not smoke with us. My mama do not drink with us. My mama do not hang with us. And I don't do that with my children, nor would I do it with your children. Tandra, if I'm somewhere and I see your kid, it's time for me to go. I don't need to be nowhere where your kid at. Hey, little bro. I don't need to be nowhere where your kid is. We're not telling the truth about what the problem is. I treat children like children, and I don't care how old they are. I don't care if your kid's 25. What's up, niece? What's up, nephew? What's going on? Oh, you out here cussing? That's what you're doing? Don't you see me? Okay, then. Oh, what you doing? Your pants sagging? Pull your goddamn pants up. What's wrong with you? We are not going back to the old school ways of raising our children and dealing with our children because now we're partners. We their friends. I don't want to be your friend. We don't have an elders council, right? We used to have an elders council that held us accountable. Ain't no more big mamas. These little mamas, these grandmamas ain't got on no moo-moos and rollers with brown paper bags on the end and house shoes and fish grease on their stove. No. If you having a baby when you're a teenager, most black people are grandmothers in their 30s. So where does the wisdom set in? When does the wisdom get to set in? How can someone respect you and you're not respecting yourselves? And as women, oh my God, honey, I was in that church tonight and they took pictures of me on the panel, but nobody recorded it. It was good too. And it was 2 men on this side, 2 men on the side, and me and the lady in the middle. I still say that as a woman, men will do what we allow them to do. Have I let people overstep boundaries? Yep. Have I let people go too far? Yep. Did I know better? Yep. And when you know better, you're supposed to do better. So your job here as a middle-aged person is to grab the little 20-something girl behind you and say, come here, let me holler at you. I done that. Been there. Got the t-shirt. Don't do it. My job is to help you not go the long way. That's my job. That's my job. And sometimes you got to do that with your voice shaking, because people don't understand that if I say that I don't believe in it, I don't believe in it. Period. Peach, that's just like your parents. And I wish I would have got a chance to meet them, but just hearing the stories about them, you know that you was raised. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know you were loved and you were raised. You know what I'm saying? And as women, we got to pass that down to Apple. We got to tell Apple, hey, baby, when a man come get you, he can't blow. You know, he needs to knock on the door. Your daddy ain't here no more. So now I need to meet him, and your goddaddy need to meet him. We need to know where he taking you. What's his phone number? Better yet, his people need to come to dinner. I need to see who you talking to. I need to know where you going. I need to see what the hell is going on. So, you know, my daughter, mama, I don't give a fuck. You can mama all you want to, but you not going with them people unless I don't give a fuck. She in 11th grade. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn about her being in 11th grade. I need to talk to them on the phone. I need to see where you going. I need to talk to their parents. I need their phone number. They need my phone number. I need the license plate. Where you finna go? What you finna do? I need to see. I need to know. So if you get off on some shit on your own, it ain't because I didn't teach you no better. It's not because I didn't teach you no better. Am I harder on my son than my daughter? Yes, because I expect more out of my son than my daughter. And I already know it's going to be some backlash behind that, honey. Damn right, Tanya. They need to knock. And I know that I say that I'm always harder on my son, but I am. Let me tell you something. I can leave. I left this weekend. Nicholas, take your sister to school, pick your sister up, take your sister to work, pick your sister up, and okay, I'm finna go. Yes, man, what else you need me to do? My son will be 21 years old. If my son cuss, if my son drink, if my son ain't even raised his voice at me. He's 20 years old. I don't know what the fuck he doing out there. Hopefully he's representing me correctly, but you don't know what your kid's doing out there. I've never heard anything but great things about him, but shit, you know, he's 20. Okay. But as long as you show me respect, ain't no way my friend Peach is going to say she seen Nicholas and Nicholas was also worth cussing. Slap the shit out of him. And then I'm going to come on when he get here, I'm going to slap the shit out of him too. Because that's how I was raised. I couldn't dare be nowhere acting no fool and then get my ass checked. And then got home, got checked again for embarrassing my family. We are not holding each other accountable. We're not holding each other's children accountable. We are not being grown about our business. We're definitely not being grown about our business. Period. Peaches, we talked about this. We talked about starting workshops, you know, talking to women about their cycle. You can only get pregnant. I remember when I had first started my period, my grandmama took a 4-week calendar. Just like that. She was like, look, you're going to bleed on this week. You're going to be all right on this week. You go ovulate on this week. You're going to be all right on this week. You're going to bleed on this week. You're going to be all right on this week. You're going to ovulate on this week. You're going to be all right on this week. Every time I got pregnant, I knew I was pregnant. How weeks was, right? So knowing what your weeks are, you have no catch up. You can't get caught up. You know what I'm saying? So I think as women, we not telling these girls the secret. We not telling them, look, baby, anybody can get a piece of low-hanging fruit. Anybody, right? So if you low-hanging fruit, ain't nobody got to court you. Ain't nobody going to date you, right? If you want to meet somebody and honestly meet somebody, let them get to know you. Just because a man took you out to dinner, they don't mean they get to sleep with you. They just took you out to dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are the lessons we not passing on to other women. We ain't saying, baby, I was molested when I was younger only because I stayed over my friend's house and her brother was touching me inappropriately. And, you know, I was scared to say something. And when I finally said something, you know, it was a big blow up. But let me tell you what else happened. I remember a guy called me a bitch when I was in the 8th grade and I was so upset I couldn't stop crying. Let me tell you that when I was walking, a guy popped my bra in the back. Like, we ain't telling these stories to our girls so they can be like, oh my God, that happened to me too. So when somebody first tell their story, it gives other people permission to say, me too, me too, me Me too. Me too. So then that way it won't happen to anybody else. Anybody else? We got to pull it back. Because if we don't pull it back, Peach, what happens to our girls if we don't pull it back? We're telling kids that we're out of control, but what are we doing to help them get in control? If I'm smoking with my kid, if I'm drinking with my kid, if I am fucking and sucking all over this place, and I'm looking around like, how's she doing it? She me. She me. She me. And I'm like, I don't care where I am. If I don't care if Apple 50. Apple, who is that little boy? Who? Hold on a minute. Peaches, Apple out here talking to this boy. You want me to put her ass in the car and bring her to you? All right, then. Apple, get your... I just talked... Peaches on the phone. Apple, get your ass in here and then take it to your mama. Get... What? Get in here. I don't want to hear it and then take it to your mama. Now, if your mama saying you come back, then you come back. But Auntie Keisha saying you and that can't happen on my watch. I don't mind my business. I don't mind my business. I come from a neighborhood where we was all each other's business. We were all each other's business. So if your children is my business, my children is your business, how can we have any problems in the neighborhood? How? How? How can we have any problems in the neighborhood if everybody is our business? How can it happen? It can't happen. People are saying, oh, my son brought a gun in my house. Well, why don't you go through his shit? Well, I don't go through my kids' shit. I go through their cell phone. I go through their dresser. I go up under their bed. I don't care. Well, they finna be 17 and 21. I don't give a damn if they're going to be 27 and 31. I'm going to go up under every motherfucking thing they got. Because when something happen, what the first thing people say? Your mom ain't teach you shit. Where your mom at? Where your mom at? I'm watching you. That's what I'm doing. If you was born grown, you wouldn't need no mama. You got a mama. I'm supposed to watch you. So when they say, what is the problem in our communities? The women. For one, we're not picking people to be in a relationship that's going to be a husband. Let's talk about it. Damn right, P. Your daddy sit in the garage and he act like he fixing shit, make smoke a cigar, drink a beer. Your mom in the house cleaning up and cooking. You know, and we had a unit. You know what I'm saying? We had a unit. But now we are picking men who don't want to be husbands and don't even have the qualifications to be a husband, less alone a father. And then we have a baby with him, and then the baby live here, you live there, and he lives somewhere else. It's just so complicated. Like, it does not have to be complicated. It does not have to be complicated. And we are for real falling for the banana in the tailpipe, and we're doing it over and over and over again. So we can blame men all day long. Their job is to seek and destroy. You know what I'm saying? While we sitting over here praying, P-R-A-Y-I-N-G for a man, they ass is praying, P-R-E-Y-I-N-G. We will fake a whole nut for a relationship. They'll fake a relationship for a nut. Like, we know that we ain't new to this. Like, we not new to this. But who telling our kids? Who's talking about, baby, you know, you really need to think about this, because what I've been through wasn't easy. I may made it look easy, but it ain't easy. Where are the middle-aged people? I don't want to be 25. I don't want to be 35. I want to be 45 years old. I want to be 45 years old. I want to be content in my 45-ness. I don't want to be hanging out with kids. If I go somewhere and y'all kids somewhere and I say, what's your mama name? Tanja. Oh, Mosley. All right then. All right then. Tell your mama I said hi. Let me get the fuck out of here. You ain't got to leave. Let me leave. Because evidently I'm too old. Not you. Me. I want to grow old and be happy with growing old. I want to be content. I want to be the old lady that people say, oh, here come Miss Keisha, quit cussing. Oh, here come Miss Keisha, quit doing this. Oh, here come Miss Keisha. Don't do this in front of Miss Keisha. I want to be Miss Keisha. And I'm okay with being Miss Keisha. I'm okay with it. And I know today's society teaches us that, you know, we shouldn't grow old, and it is no joy in growing old, and we should ever be young. Yeah, we keep up our appearance and we look young, but wisdom comes with age. Wisdom comes with age. And if we know that, then we will be planting the seeds that our children's children won't have to go the long way. It's our fault. It's totally our fault. Now, am I saying men are hand-free and innocent? Not by a long shot. We still talking about, oh, and back in slavery. Fuck that, fuck that, fuck that. No. As women, we choose. We do the choosing. So if we're choosing men who are not able to be fathers and husbands, we can't be mad when they ass want to play video games and run the street and have a gang of hoes. We knew what we was getting into. We knew that he was not mentally mature enough to run a household. Are we mad or not? Are we mad or not? Yeah, Miss Keisha. If I ain't Miss Keisha, I'm Auntie Keisha. If I ain't Auntie Keisha, Miss Smith. Any of that'll do. Any of that'll do. Women's lib, if you ask me, Peach. We talked about segregation. My grandmother said segregation was the worst thing that happened to black people. We had our own banks, our own hospitals, our own everything. So in versus ownership, we went off to working for somebody else. Again, modern day slavery, right? We don't own anything anymore. When we start saying, well, I don't really need no man. I need a man like a motherfucker need air. Like I was made to be a wife. Peaches, you grew up with your parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were made. So nowadays, you know, we just finna get some and go about our business. I tried it. It don't work. That kick it girl shit, it don't work for me. It don't work for me. I tried it. It don't work for me. I'm a total relationship girl. That get some, get out shit. Because we act like, as women, most women, you know what I'm saying? Especially most women like us, we're meant to be, you know what I'm saying, the Hillarys. Not the Monica Lewinsky's. All that jump in, jump out, jump side to side. He go with me, he go with her. I'm busting windows. I ain't cut out for that. That's just not my zhush. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not cut out for that. I'm not cut out for that. Until you can be honest about who you are and what you need, then we're going to stay in a hamster wheel. We're going to stay in a hamster wheel. I need to be respected. I need to be valued. I need children to be children. Oh my God. Don't even fucking talk about welfare. Do not even talk about welfare. We were talking about income taxes and the church having, what did they call it? An economical structure in the church. The same way you tied 10%, I think it should be at least 5% put in an account for you that you can't touch, an IRA or something. That's what I think should happen in church. If we can come up with our tithes, we need to tie it to ourselves as well. Period. No, let me tell you, Tandra, they are going to make a whore out of our daughters if we let them. You tell your boys, sow your wild oats, sow your wild oats. Ain't no goddamn wild oats. Your ass going to have a trail full of babies, bad credit from child support, and a bunch of crazy ass baby mamas. Get you somebody and sit the fuck down, because at the end of the day, all you need is one. I'd rather you have one solid dollar than 100 fucking dirty ass pennies. Get your ass somewhere and sit down. Like, sit down. Sit down, son. And daughter. You need to date. You don't need to get married. Let me tell you something. I got a good vintage vagina over here with not a lot of miles on it. And I said, hey, girly. And I suggest that, love you too, Kimmy. And I suggest that you sit down so you can have a vintage vagina too with low miles. These motherfuckers will run you like a rental if you let them. Sit down somewhere. Don't let nobody talk you into being out here talking to this one and that one. And it's okay if you feel like I'm not ready to settle down. I got some goals. But you need to think about the long run if you out here dating, because you do not want to be kicking it with this one and kicking it with that one and kicking it with that one. I tell you, you can look up and all the girls who was kicking it, like we was kicking it, who married though. Like, who married? And if they married, I'm going to tell you who they married. They'll marry somebody who knew them way before the hoism kicked in. They'll go get somebody from the 80s and then they'll marry him. You could have done that shit at first. Like, what you do all that for? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you doing all of that for? I remember I was going to get married and I was really young and everybody in the world was just like, my grandma was like, you need to go and get married. Everybody else, girl, you too young. I mean, like, girl, you need to. And where them hoes at? Unmarried with a bunch of baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful who you seek counsel out of. You just got to be mindful. You know what I'm saying? You got to be mindful. Motherfuckers, hell, you lost the turned out here. The hell, you lost the turned out here. Like, no. I'm 45, and the name on my birth certificate, if I die tonight, will be the same on my death certificate. Like, that's a motherfucking thing to think about. If somebody that I've been messing with for I don't know how many years or how many weeks or how many months, if he died today, I don't get no pension. My name at the bottom of the obituary, down there by the cousins as a special friend. Like, I remember my boyfriend was laughing so hard. I was like, if you died, I'm telling your mama, don't put my name on there. Why? I'm 50. What the fuck? I look like a special friend at 50. I don't want my name on there for what? I ain't finna get no Social Security. Your mama got to plan the funeral. Your mama gonna get your insurance. That's your mama. Motherfucker, don't put my name on the shit. You for real? I don't want to be on the program. For what? No. Too old for that. Like, I'm too old to be a special friend. I don't want to be a special friend. And the people at church was bugging up. But I was like, finding a man that does not serve a particular religion, a lot of them don't want to be married. So if they're not Muslim, if they're not Christian, if they're not in a particular religion, a lot of them don't even answer to a higher power. Less than they don't want to settle down with one woman. So what do you do with that? Then you look around and the women marrying the women. And I was going, yeah, I understand, homosexuality is running rapid, but men don't know how to communicate with women. They don't know how to provide and protect and do manly duties because they've been hanging around all day with you. So now they acting like you. That's a whole problem, right? And women ain't had a daddy, an uncle, or a brother in sight, so they don't know how to love a man. They don't even know how to talk to a man. That's a whole problem. I said, so as a church, we need to just have conversations where women can talk to men and men can learn how to talk to women. Like, that's a whole problem. The communication piece is one of the biggest problems in the world today because we are not actually doing the things in church. Church, when I was little, was like going to your great grandmama house. You know what I'm saying? You had to be together to go see great grandmama. You're going to get clean and everything. Now it's like going to see your daddy girlfriend. Just put on anything, do anything, text while you're in there. You ain't really got to pay no attention. Like, it's whatever of your daddy girlfriend house. Tanja, I can get up and do a dance, honey. I can get up and do a dance. What I pray for my daughter is she find her childhood sweetheart and she marries him. I pray that my daughter does not have to deal with a broken heart or being betrayed by somebody, because I don't care what the world says. As many men that go up in you and betray you, it takes a piece of your soul. It takes a piece of your soul. That is why when people say women are deposits, women are deposits, people are like, what does that mean? They deposit. You deposit your spirit. You deposit in them. Shit, sperm, spirits, soul ties. We can go on forever. Like, how many people is tied up in my womb? And people keep saying, I'm having fibroids and I'm having cysts and I'm having tumors and I got bacterial vaginosis and I got yeast infections. Yeah, I can imagine that. Like, I can imagine that. Think of all those spirits that was left there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Untamed. And we didn't heal from them. We just went to the next man and the next man and the next man. And the next man and the next man. I pray that for my daughter. I can teach her what I know, but I don't know which way she gonna go. You know what I'm saying? I preach that. But we ain't really talking about that. We ain't talking about, you think you in a relationship, you sleep with him, you ain't in a relationship with him, he go with Miss New Booty down the street, and you looking crazy. I mean, like, we ain't telling our daughters these stories because we're embarrassed. It makes us look bad. You know what I'm saying? But what happens is we are not telling the truth, so now they have to pay for our generational curses. I went to go see Black Panther on my actual birthday. I was in Vegas, and it was in 3D. And everybody said, oh, yeah, Black Panther was so good. And I said, this movie to me was about a generational curse. It was people fighting that never met, but they were fighting about something happened before they were born. When you have depression, or when you are clinically depressed, when you can't get along with people, when you hurt for no reason, you be thinking, I'm crazy. A lot of that shit be something that ain't got nothing to do with you. Generational ties and curses. I deal with stuff that happened generations before I was born. Generations before I was born. You gotta be transparent, because if you don't, then they'll grow up not knowing the real deal. What's going on with me? Some of this stuff is in your DNA. And I have to talk to my daughter about stuff that's in our family. Mental illness and depression is in our family. Let's talk about that. I want to tell you all about it. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you when I found out about it. I want to tell you how many generations it's been going back. I want to tell you about the alcoholism in my daddy's family. I want to tell you about that because I don't want you to be drinking and was like, I only had one drink and now I can't stop. Let me tell you, don't start because some shit in your DNA may not let you stop. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about the dominant, educated, righteous women in our family. Most of them have money galore, business galore, but they're by themselves because they don't know how to communicate with men, or they have a bad choice of men. Been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. And I'm not ashamed to say it. It's a lot of shit that I don't know. But it's a lot of shit that I do know only because I lived through it. Man, life ain't been no crystal syrup in this mug, but it's a lot of things I can look back and say 99% of it is my fault. I dropped out of college. Started working at this place called May Company. May Company was my university. I really learned a lot working in May Company. It was my introduction to womanhood, right? I met all kind of women from all kind of walks of life, and it was really good. But the truth of it is, the job that most of those women were doing with me and on me, my mother should have told me a lot of things. I didn't know a lot. I was green. I'm still green about a lot of things. So going that job really, it raised me, right? But what happens is all your information that you get ain't good information. It ain't good information. You know, sometimes it's really hard for me to think about all the years of my life, Tandra, that I've wasted. You know, you can spend time, waste time, and invest time. I wasted a lot of time waiting for something versus going to do something. I was not a verb. I was not an action word, okay? I spent a lot of my life playing. Just playing. Not having a plan. And I'm hanging with people who ain't got no plan. And that's the thing about your environment. People think I bullshit when I say that. You hang around people you want to become. You can't hang around people that you already are. Why? Because hell, if I got more money than everybody I'm hanging with, I'm doing good, right? You know what I'm saying? I only got 2 baby daddies, right? Or I only got 1 kid, or only got 2 kids. Ain't none of us married. What the fuck going on? Like, who own the house? Like, who own the car? Like, what our dreams? What we doing here? What's our goal? We just kind of playing through life. We just kind of going with the flow. We just having fun. Yeah, it's all fun and games till you wake up with great coochie hair. Like, yeah, it's all fun and games. You know what I'm saying? Till you wake up and you 45. You know what I'm saying? It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games until you wake up and go, I worked one job I worked at May Company for 10 years, I think. 10, 13 years, something crazy like that. Another job, I worked for 16 years. I'm only 45. I could have did something else. I got complacent. Why? Because shit, my friends work there. We cool, we chilling. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it. You know what I'm saying? We kicking it. Thinking about all the places that I could have been and all the places I could have went and all the things I could have learned. That's why I have no problem with putting my baby on a plane. I can clearly say I've never bought my daughter any Jordans, any jeans with bedazzles or anything like that. I haven't purchased any of that. And I won't. But I have no problem with purchasing her tickets to the opera. I have no problem with purchasing her tickets to Cirque du Soleil. I have no problem with purchasing her plane tickets. I have no problems with that. None. Because I want her to live for experiences versus things. It's always going to be a new thing. But experiences, nobody can take that from you. Your environment is more than you can even imagine. Just think, if we're hanging around with somebody who's saying, all right, I got my degree, you better go get your degree. Hey, I'm going to buy me a new house. I'm going to show you how to get one. You better come with me and get one. Hey, girl, I'm finna show you how to get some more money to start your business. Come on to this seminar with me. Come, let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do that. And when people laugh when I say my friends, my core friends from Centerville, always going to be my friends. My core friends from May Company, always going to be my core friends. My friends that I have now that I met from vlogging, always going to be my friends. My friends that I meet at different seminars and shit, always going to be my friends. My core friends is going to be my core friends. But I always have to be around new people that's having new conversations, because me and my old friends always say, remember we did this? Remember we did that? Remember 20 years ago we weren't? Remember 20 years ago? We don't really have a lot of new memories and shit to talk about. So we just talk about the past, which is fun. I enjoy talking about the past. But what are we getting ready to do? Because soon we will be dead. We'll be dead soon. We'll all be dead soon. So what are we going to do? Like, why are we here? Why are you even living? Why are you breathing? So they talked about how the church should get more involved with people and the institution of finance. And I really appreciated that. Yeah, you know, people say no new friends. I need new friends. Not because I don't love and respect my old friends, but it's only so far I can go. Like, it's only so many conversations I can have about shit we did 30 years ago. It's so many conversations that you can have, because what happens, even though we start here, people branch off. Like, people branch off. I got one friend that's turned atheist. I got another friend who's got married. I got another friend who's a grandmother. I got another friend who just had babies. So we're at all different stages of our lives. But it doesn't mean that you don't love those friends, that you don't need those friends. But most of my friends I pay for. I pay to be in the arenas where they are. If they're having an event, I need to pay. I don't care how much it costs. I need to be in there, because I need to meet these people who know how to do these things, because I want to have these conversations. These are the experiences I want to have. I was talking to Miko Branch from Miss Jessie's, and I'm on the phone with her, and then my friend say, you keep saying Miko. I was like, Miko Branch from Miss Jessie's? I was like, yeah, she a millionaire. I'm like, yeah, she is. How fuck you know a millionaire? Actually, I did an event, and I emceed the event. She was there. She knew who I was from YouTube, and I didn't even know who she was. I knew what Miss Jessie's was, but I didn't know her. And I'm going, the things that I'm saying is, if I wasn't at that event, or if I didn't have to work that event, I would have missed the opportunity to sit at somebody's feet and learn how the hell you become a millionaire. How did you start a business? How did you know that this business was going to start off? You're not a chemist. How did you mix those products? How did you know what works on what hair? Those questions I get to ask her, because she's my up and close and personal friend. Pam Booker, Coils by Nature. All of these women, I have a membership group. All of these women I'm cool with. I'm talking to them. Hey, I need you to come talk to my membership group. Hey, I need you to talk to my membership group. Pam, which is Coils by Nature, she just got her stuff. Hey, Dree, she just got her products in Target, right? She just got her stuff in Target. And she is going to talk to our membership group as well. But I want to ask her, how did you start in your kitchen and end at Target? How did you turn your mixing bowl into a whole production company in a lab? How did you go from making $5 to $10 selling stuff out your car to making 6 figures? I want to hear the story. I want to hear the story. So it's good to talk about what you used to do when you was 22, but it's good for people to tell you, hey, I did this and you can too. That's why it's always good to be in membership groups. It's always good to have coaches and mentors. It's always good to have people that can put you in a circle to introduce you to more people that can get you closer to where you need to be. And being middle-aged, it scares the shit out of me. It frightens me. What frightens me the most? Going to my grave with dreams. What frightens me the most? Me living a life unfulfilled. What frightens me the most is not living my life to the fullest. Will my grandmother's death be in vain because I didn't do shit with my life? Will my father's death be in vain because I was too scared to make the leap? Like, when you think of it like that, it's like all the sacrifices that people made for you, how can you pay them back? By actually leaving a mark on this world. Not being rich, not being famous, just doing something to change somebody else's life. And do that by telling your own truth. You have to keep yourself, Tandra, in circles which make you want to step your game up. I want to be the dumbest person in the room. I'm tired of walking in the room when I'm the smartest. I need to be the dumbest person in the room because I need to be filled. And when I leave, I need my cup runneth over. I want somebody to teach me. I want somebody to teach me. And I always say, I want to fit perfectly in my coffin with no rooms for dreams and hopes. You go to the cemetery, people tell me, oh, this cemetery's sad. You want to know why? Because it's a cemetery full of tomorrows. Tomorrow I was going to do that. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't do it. I didn't have enough time. You got the same 168 hours in a week as everybody else. Why aren't you getting off your ass and making it happen? Like, why? Why? Because you are comfortable fitting in versus it's hard to stand out. It is so hard to stand out when everybody, oh, she thinks she this and she this and look at her and she, I'm going to have to stand on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to stand on what I believe. I don't care if my voice is shaking. I don't care if people don't think that I know what I'm talking about. I don't care if they say I'm too black. I don't care if they say I'm too fat. I don't care if they say I'm a single parent. I don't care nothing about it. When I say nothing about it, I spent all my life worrying about what people think about me. Bitch, what you think about me ain't none of my goddamn business because I ain't thinking about you at all. Not thinking about you. I'm not thinking about you. And I have to tell my daughter, Mama, she don't like me, and she said this, and she said that. They talked about Jesus. Why you think they won't talk about you? Who is you? Look, what they think about you ain't none of your business. Because the same people who are upset, they'll work for you. God will make these people your footstool. That's what you worried about? Shh. Baby, let me tell you something. People dying every day. Say that oxygen and talk about something else. Don't worry about that. And raising daughters is hard. Raising daughters is hard. I didn't have to have these conversations with my son. It's hard raising a girl because it's people don't like me or people think this or people think that and people don't like me and people. Girl, you can, girl, okay. How you sleeping on the pillow? On the pillow. I can't worry about somebody saying, oh, she thinks she this and oh, she thinks she that. It's a certain level of respect that I have to maintain with everything that I do. I have to have integrity going with everything that I do. And I don't care what it looks like to other people because I can't live my life for other people. I've given away enough of myself. So if you didn't get a piece when they was taking it, too late because ain't no more. Ain't no more. I don't have anything left. I allow people to be them and I'm going to allow me to be me. I don't want a permission slip to live. And nor am I going to have any. I don't even want one. So when I say yes, women, we're the first teacher of the child. Everybody is self-made. Half of y'all just don't want to admit it. It's my mama's fault. My mama died. Peaches could definitely say, my mama died and my daddy died, so I ain't going to do shit with myself. Peaches been working 30 years straight, probably longer than that. So, you know what I'm saying? So people can say, I ain't got no mama, I ain't got no daddy, I ain't got no baby daddy, I ain't got no brother, I ain't got no sister, I ain't got no house, I ain't got no... We all self-made. Half of us just don't want to admit it. And as women, we are held to another standard, not by man, but by God. A sanctified wife sanctifies her husband. What does sanctified mean? Set apart, just different. If you are a dreamer, your husband is a dreamer as well. Why? Because if you live in a house with a man, and daddy is having a bad day, the mama, come on, y'all. Come on, daddy having a bad day. Come on in here. Mama having a bad day. Ain't nobody eating. Ain't no homework done. Don't nobody know where shit at. Clothes dirty. I mean, because we really hold it together. We hold it together. So we really have to start mating with people who's our equal. And that shit is hard within itself. Like dating at 45, I should make that a show. Dating at 45 ain't no joke. Like, Like, where are they at? Like, where are they at? Where are they at? Anytime I see some woman, and every time I look into a woman, you look so pretty, I love your hair, your sweater cute. I always give a compliment because it's the whole world out here ready to tear you down. These TV shows got us thinking that we don't even like each other. We love each other. We love each other. You better say it. You better say it. But we don't want to stand up and be her. We don't want to stand up and be her. But the truth is the world will crumble without us. The world will crumble without us. People, you know, it's a man's world. And you know, women are too emotional. Well, why in the hell you ain't never seen no woman serial killer? Somebody lying. Shit, y'all the one going crazy and shooting up people. We ain't got no problem with people. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. You know what I'm saying? We chilling. We suffer from mental illness the most only because we hold the most in and endure the most. Peaches, we gotta do a live together. I gotta get me and Tandra together and do a live. That would be fucking hilarious. We need to be sitting on somebody's panel. That would be hilarious, okay? Hilarious. This whole dating scene has been more than a notion, but I said I'm going to start online dating and start documenting it. That's going to be funny. That would be really funny. I want to do an online dating and start documenting and see, you know, how that works out. Tandra, where you live? Okay, guys, I got a secret. I haven't told anybody. Cali! Yes! Girl, I went to Calabasas, girl. Ooh. Oh, I'm out here in Calabasas, girl. I went to an event in Calabasas, and I like the way it sounds, Calabasas, so I'm going to live in Calabasas. Shit, until I found out houses was $3 and $4 million in Calabasas. I mean, a regular Portfield or terrace house. You know, them little bitty houses. Them houses was $1.2 million in Calabasas. Let me get my ass out of here. I didn't know the Kardashians live in Calabasas. Girl, get your ass out of here. It was dope, though. It was real fun. Girl, okay, let me tell y'all my secret. I went to Vegas, came back, and I decided, well, I had already told y'all that I wanted a tiny house, but I'm leaving. Yeah, Calabasas is the business. I told my daughter that she don't want me to leave while she in school. She want to finish out her junior and senior year. She'll be graduating next year. And I'm like, I need to leave. So I'll be in Phoenix or Vegas for a while. And my friend has a guest house. She already said I could stay in her guest house till I get myself together. Whatever together is. So I'm leaving. So I'll be leaving in the end of 2019 or the beginning of 2020. So I got to get her settled in college, and I'm out this bitch. And I just decided. I called my niece who lives in Phoenix, and you get way more house for the money there. The weather is great. Wintertime is 60. I hate snow. Sounds good to me. So I've decided to really start putting shit together because I don't have that long. It's just time to do something different. I done gave this place 4 decades and a half. And I don't want to die in St. Louis. I don't want to die in East St. Louis. Let me be clear. Pete, let's go together. On some Lucy and Ethel shit. Let's go to Lucy and Ethel. You know what, Tandra? I'd rather be hot than cold. And then I have an excuse for losing some of this fat and being naked at the same damn time. At the same damn time. It is so pretty there. It is so pretty there. And it's actually my ex's niece, but I call her my niece too. She just got up and moved. Moved her kids and everything. Her boyfriend straight dipset to Phoenix. They dipped. So I'm thinking that's something I want to do. I just want to get up. And I want to move. The way I look at it is my mother has a husband. My grandmother has transitioned. My 2 older aunts that I used to always kick it with transitioned. My Uncle Pete got my Aunt Kathy. Everybody that I'm trying to stay here for got somebody. I'm by myself. Go for it, P. Yes, Dree, you've been... Okay, let me tell you a Dree story. Dree was a person that was in my one of my events, one of my coaching classes. Then she became a client. We set up and got her a plan together. She wanted to go where it was hot. She went to Florida and visited, said her spirit was there. She lived in Chicago. Got there in a couple of months, got her a plan. Next thing I know, she been in Florida, big booty naked, ever since. I wanted to too, Peach. I wanted to leave too. But like I told Andrea, the good thing about moving is you can always come back home. Like, you can always come back home. I said, Dre, Chicago ain't gonna leave. Chicago will be right here. So if it don't work, you always can come back home. Or you don't even have to come back home. Go somewhere else. Go somewhere else. That's what I want to do, Dre. I said, I sat down and I was writing out, you know, what my life is going to look like. I'll be an empty nester. This is the first time in my whole life that I ain't got to take care of my mama, my daddy, my brothers, my sisters, nobody kids. My kids will be out on their own and I'll be by myself. So it's something that I need to do because I don't want to die here. I want to change my address. I'm 318, 3618, and 314. That's cool. But I was born here. I don't want to die here. In St. Louis and East St. Louis, they ain't number 2 minutes away. So you ain't living, you said you live in St. Louis. The shit is 2 minutes away. It's the same damn place. You can walk across the bridge. So it ain't like, you know, I want to move where y'all got to fly to see me. I want y'all to fly to see me. I want y'all to be able to visit me out of town. You know, and I think that it is important for me to be honest about what I need. And what I need, it ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. It's like I want to do something different with my life. And it's time. I never start over. One thing about me, Tandra, I will stick shit out. I will stick it out good or bad. I just won't never leave. I fuss, I complain. I keep the same job until they fire me. I'm that kind of person. The new millennials ain't like that. The younger generation, they jump from job to job, job, job. They ain't got no problem. Us, our mama taught us, get a job, sit your ass down. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a good job, you stable, sit your ass down. But the problem with that is how many opportunities we let pass by us being loyal to a company who don't have no problem with placing us. I'm telling you right now, if I die tonight, right, my position would be in the want ads before my obituary will be. Straight up. My position would be up for grabs before my obituary hit the paper. Somebody would be looking to fulfill my position. ASAP Rocky. Because life goes on. So us being loyal to these companies that ain't really loyal to us, and it ain't like we can leave anything to our children's children. We are not creating generational wealth. When I die, I want to be able to say, well, I started this and you could keep it or sell it. I don't care what you do. I got this for you, I got that for you, and I got that for you. And I know I started later in the game than most people. But at least we still have a chance to start. We're still living. We're still breathing. We're still here. We're still here. Still here. And it is totally up to us to do something. It's totally up to us to do something new. It's totally up to us to do something different. It's totally up to us to show the younger kids something different. Supposed to be off here at 12:30 because I'm supposed to be up and out of here. Tiamat is gone. She is babysitting for my friend because she was supposed to be over there in the morning. I was like, I'm not getting up in the morning. I'm bringing her over there tonight. So we left church and I went and dropped her off. And I'm sitting here. So me and my friend are supposed to be going to shoot pool. And I'm like, okay, I'll be ready at 12:30. Girl, it's 12:39. We have to start today. It ain't no tomorrow. Like, it ain't no tomorrow. We have to start today. We have to start holding people accountable. We have to start holding ourselves accountable. You need a nucleus to your cell. Whoever your nucleus is, if they ain't growing and moving, you can keep the nucleus, but you need to add people to it to put fire under your ass. You got to. Girl, we have to. We definitely have to. My friend called me the other day and was like, hey, you need to get some Netflix stock. I was like, okay. Keisha is dirt cheap. I think it was maybe like $9 a share at one point. Then it shot up to like $23 and then it went back down and it was just doing a lot. But we can get some shares of stock. That ain't high. You know what I'm saying? That ain't high. Girl, I dated a man who didn't have a banking account because I remember I was out of town. I said, just transfer some money to my account. And he was like, Western Union? I said, from your account. Cash at me. I ain't got no account. I said, oh, okay. I then, shit. I then. No, I got to get off here, y'all. And I actually came on here to tell y'all about the church experience. And God moved this situation in another arena. But Bernetta up church You know it's real when somebody, we didn't even know her name was Vanetta for about 20 years. But Vanetta Up Church, I know. I don't think I know for sure it's an organization in you that needs to come out. So we're going to be looking for that. We're going to be definitely looking for that. And Tandra, where's your book? I need to get it. I need to definitely get it. Peaches, I can't even tell you how I blew through my 401k. I blew through that shit. And it wasn't even like I blew through it to kick it. I was using it to survive. Thank God I had one to blow. You know what I'm saying? Like, girl, we got to get out here in these streets. It is definitely people who needs to be saved. You know what I'm saying? They need to be saved. And I know everybody ain't going to get the word. But it's okay. Why is it back in format? Peaches, we talked about this a year or two ago at your birthday. That you had an idea for an organization. Just started. Just started. And I know that it be sounding like just what? I just thought shit. Like, and I'm telling you, I have never started something that God didn't send nobody in my corner. Not one time. Not one time did I ever start something that God didn't say, all right, then, here you go. Let me go on and get with you. Yeah, you definitely, it's going to be some people who going to be, that's fine. You're not my ideal client. You ain't the one. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times people say that. I see them 3 and 4 years later. Hey, Miss Keisha, I'm doing what you said. They just weren't ready to receive the message. Girl, I love a good speaker series, girl. I love a good speaker series. I loves it. So whenever I sit in two, Tandra, whenever you sit on somebody's panel, make sure that you write it down, because I haven't. So it's a lot of panels and radio shows I have been on that I forgot all about. I had to go in my emails and check off stuff, or see people who PayPal me money to see who I've worked with, so I could put that on like my resume and stuff like that. Because, and make sure that you have a deck, D-E-C-K, deck. And because when people ask you what's your name, who have you worked with, how many followers you have, what's your demographic, what's their age, I'll send you mine if you want to see it. What's their age, where are they globally? You know, when they want you to sit there, I always ask, do you have a deck? I'm like, of course I got a deck. So find somebody. I know somebody who do them. If you want the same lady to do mine, I think she was only like maybe 50 or 60 bucks or something. She wasn't high at all, but she did a deck for me. And I need that. So when people say, you know, what's your stats? So I'm able to say, I have 19,000 people on Periscope, and I have 32,000 people on YouTube, and I have, you know, I'm able to say those numbers like that. So I definitely get that to people, and it's little, because ain't nobody gonna read no damn whole long ass ain't nobody doing all that. They just want to see the numbers. People only care about numbers. That's all people care about. So if you get your stats together, definitely get you a deck, so when they call you out to speaking events, they'll know your demographic. Because if your demographic is from 40 to 50 year olds, you don't need to be talking about no teenage shit. You know what I'm saying? Unless you're speaking to teens. But you have to make sure, or if you got mostly men following you, you don't need to be talking about periods and pads. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of got to stay in your demographic, so people will know where to place you and how to place you too. Good, 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 good. Okay, y'all, we're going to have to chit-chat tomorrow, because I'm like 15 minutes late. 15 minutes late. Came from the church. Done got my word in. And I'll post a picture when I get out so y'all can see me sitting on the panel. And I really enjoyed myself tonight at church. I enjoyed doing speaking engagements, and I enjoyed telling my truth. I always enjoy telling my truth. And even if my voice shakes, I have to be honest with myself. Even if people agree, even if people disagree, people like me, people don't. How people feel about me is none of my business, and it's none of y'all business either. Go out and be great. Go change the world. Good night, y'all. Love you. Good night, Dree. Good night, Peach. Good night, Tandra, and everybody else that's on. And hopefully you guys will see the replay. And if you have any comments or concerns, hit me below. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye.